back to the Unleashing. I'm your host, Jared Beeler. I wanted to make a quick, and it should be pretty quick, just an update video, go over a few things going on, and this is like a calm before the storm video that I'm going to do here. And with the deadline of August 31st tomorrow, and Taliban with no intention of extending that period of time or anything like that going on in Afghanistan, they're getting ready to start doing what was planned the whole time, and of course it was no accident at all. Any of it is. It's all pre-planned and stuff like that. But I just kind of wanted to go over everything because when this stuff starts popping off here, it's most likely going to be happening really fast, and that's the way that it looks. And whatever time the rapture is going to be taking place, before it gets totally hot and heavy, it's coming soon. I still absolutely believe that it's this year. It's what I was told. I shared that with you guys, of course, multiple times now. And nothing has changed in that department, nor will it, if that's what I was told, and so far it was. And it wasn't just a whim. It was an hour-long conversation with multiple different things that have all come true and came to pass, and then confirmation doubled upon with another confirmation from my brother and multiple confirmations to share it. I've been totally open about that the whole time, so I have absolutely no control over that. I 100% believe that he's going to do what he said, and this is the year of the rapture, and this whole thing is going to go down, and it'll all fulfill in prophecy, okay? So for those looking for hope or needing that encouragement, I mean, it's right there for you. That's the best that I got, and nothing's changed. All we can do is just continue to hang in there. I know many of you are getting up against the wall or the Red Sea because there's some real bad situations. I know some of you guys are just barely holding on with your life. You're in the hospital. You're dealing with health issues and everything else, and it's scary. It's scary when you got to do that. And the whole situation's built that, they don't want to help you if you don't take this, and they're pushing it on younger kids and stuff like that. We're now in an area that's past 2/3 of Israel having it, okay? And we know what it causes and what it's going to do and stuff like that. This opens up a door to a whole new possibility of hidden Jews around the world and stuff like that. They're going to come home after this and bring it into that one-third mark that God brings through the tribulation and stuff, wherever they're hidden, however he has it in play, and however he's going to use it. But we're right there. But anyways, the whole Afghanistan thing, I wanted to talk about that real fast. This thing has been orchestrated the whole time, and of course, they have their scapegoat on it, which is Joe Biden, to act like a complete delinquent. And after they kill the people, which they're going to do, and they've been purposely giving away the locations and everything else for the underground church there, and Americans and stuff like that, where they're closing down the gates, not allowing them to escape, coming up with stupid excuses like you need to be in a car if you want to come out of here, if you want to come to the airport, right? All this is set up, designed purposely to kill Americans and more people, and they're doing it in any way that they possibly can. It's absolutely disgusting, but you have to remember that these people are Satanists, and they absolutely love more than anything to sacrifice human life, innocent human life, to Satan. That's what they do. They've been doing it for years, okay? And Biden is totally in on this. You all know that he's a pedophile and stuff, and everybody does. I mean, they should anyways. And this is their MO. This is what they do. It's absolutely terrible. But the whole thing's being orchestrated for that. I absolutely don't think that any of the explosions or anything like that over there that have happened at the airport weren't already organized by like the CIA of America and stuff like that. Don't forget that ISIS, who is now involved with the Taliban, as well as the Taliban and stuff like that, is created organization through the CIA and the Obama administration, which funded them, created them, and trained them, okay? You've seen plenty of pictures where under the white mass, under the black mass is white skin and everything like that. These are American operatives and stuff like that are training them in this and organizing the whole thing and manipulating the weak-minded, which is what they are, to do the will, and then take credit for stuff like that, thinking that they're all organized together when they're not really. It's a proxy army, okay? And they're probably going to do more explosions and things like that through our government. They're all planned. Unfortunately, America's destruction is right at the door. It's really going to happen. For those of you that don't know, excuse me, I got something in my throat. For those of you that don't know, America is Babylon, and it gets taken out really, really fast. And because of the timeline, how this works with the tribulation, and how they need to have world control over every country, and how there can't be one country that's still rogue with guns and stuff like that, means that America falls first. It happens really, really fast, all right? So at the start of this thing, it goes down quick. It'll be part of sudden destruction and stuff that takes place. You're not going to want to be sticking around. For those that do, because you wanted to play the once saved, always saved game or anything like that, realize what you've done, repent as quickly as you can, get right with God, and walk the straight and narrow, because your life is at hand, literally, all right? So never forget that. But this thing, like I say, it's about to take place. They won't open it up. They won't extend it. It's gonna go exactly like they have planned, and this is what they want to do. All right, which is gonna cause more chaos. Meanwhile, they've been bringing Taliban and stuff like that secretly in on some of these shipments to go in with the other organizations, which they already have stationed around the U.S. in different camps of training and stuff like that, including ISIS and Al Qaeda and stuff like that. The FBI already knows about and allows them to be here. So they're gonna fall into the Albert Pike thing of what causes World War III and how they use Islam and stuff like that, and their worldwide jihad that they want to do at a prescribed time to unleash all over the world at the same time. And people have had enough information and stories like them going out doing attacks and changing vehicles, coming back, getting another one, so that the law enforcement and stuff like that can't find them as they do these acts of terror when the whole thing breaks down, as well as multiple other things that I've heard about, including tow truck drivers being paid huge sums of money from FEMA so that at a future time when there's a breakdown, they can pull vehicles off freeways and stuff like that that are stranded, most likely from an EMP blast or something like that, and clear the roads for FEMA and the government to drive through and move people around. And shackle people on trains that have shackles and stuff like that that people already know about, and all the people that are going to be manipulated through 5G and stuff like that for taking that, and they've done it to themselves. Like I say, treat the thing like the mark of the beast. Pray to God that it isn't, or they're still at the low enough levels to be redeemed. But do not play around with it. It's not a joke at all. Do not wage your eternal soul on taking something that's not even going to mean anything, and you've already seen in lots of places. They're double masking and stuff anyways for those that have already done it, all right? It doesn't mean anything because it's never going to stop. They're just going to keep injecting until you die. That's the whole agenda. They'll never be satisfied. They'll kill every single man, woman, and child on the whole planet. They're Satanists. There's nothing you can put past them that they won't do. They're absolute filth. And literally why God says in Revelation, if he didn't stop the time, that no flesh should be left alive, they'll never be satisfied. Even with their 500,000 or 500 million quota that they have on the Georgia Guidestones, they'll just never be satisfied. They never are. They're absolute filth. But that's what I'm expecting to take place. Once this does, the breakdown's going to start happening faster and faster. They'll use the excuse to pull Biden out, which is already in the works right now. Kamala's been going around, putting in the work. You're seeing it on your news networks, even CNN and stuff like that. They want to pull him out. He's incompetent, all right? And he very well might just be playing incompetent at the same time, and behind closed doors he's doing just fine, but he's playing the retard on purpose. Because after they kill these people in a sacrifice, then they can be like, oh, well, it was justified because he got pulled out. No, it's never justified. It'll never be justified until DC is burned to the ground. Every Satanist is totally vanquished from the face of the earth, okay? That is when there's actual justification. Until that time, it never will. But for the majority of the public, they're like, oh, yeah, that'll be okay, whatever, but it's never good enough. It never is. And then Kamala will come in and she'll play her part and stuff like that. However, if this falls in line with the prophecy of the early 1900s of a woman president, when the downfall of America happened, I'm not surprised, and it's something that I'm literally probably expecting to happen. So I've been kind of watching all that as well too. But I thought it was going down sooner, in March or April, something like that. They really drug it out for a long ways. But things have gone a little bit further than I thought anyways. I was hoping for a spring rapture, and it hasn't happened, and now we're getting into late summer. The next time that I'm looking at, honestly, is September 23rd. Why that time? It's exactly 4 years since the sign happened, which everything fell in place on that day. That's why I always thought that the rapture would happen exactly on that day. And according to Luke 13, 6-9, on the extended 4 years of time, it would line up with that for 4 years. So that's another time I'm looking at, but nobody is going to know the exact days. All I was told is it's this year, which is incredible information as it is, and that's all I can hold on to for right now. Okay, but I'm holding on to it as much as I can. And stuff's about to break loose, and this is kind of like my calm before the storm message that I'm doing right now. I'm not really hitting on anything like that, but you all see exactly what's going on. I just saw in Lisa Haven, it's now becoming cool to be demon possessed or have multiple demon possessions inside you on like TikTok and other stuff like that, or people are talking about it. It's starting to become more and more of a popular thing to be evil and to do evil in the world. And literally, it's everywhere. It's taking over. It's becoming more the social norm to be, absolute evil, demon possessed, and everything else. And I'm seeing more and more of it as the veil's being lifted and the restrainer's hands being taken away or removed slightly from different things. And there's total society breakdown, which is what's happening all over the place. Some countries, most countries have it worse than America right now. And the stuff that's going on, everywhere with the lockdowns, the stuff in Australia and other countries where you can't buy or sell without getting the, that's serious business, and it just points more and more to this thing being the MOB, the mark of the beast, and why you treat it exactly like that, because, a few more injections you might cross over, and then there's no redeeming quality in you at all. So it's no joke. It's nothing to be messing around with. But I just kind of want to touch on that a little bit for those going through trials and stuff like that right now. Every single one of us is, okay, that's the truth, and they're going to be your most difficult grand finale trials that you've ever been through. The reason why is because it's the finish line, all right? It's another sign to point that we are right at the end of this thing, and it's just one more clue. Even when the enemy's dragging out the worst tests and stuff like that, it's just another sign that we're right at the end, which is when you bring out the grand finales, which is when you bring out the hardest test, which is when you try to persuade or pull somebody over at the very hardest, is because it's right at the end, you see. And yet again, just another sign that's pointed to exactly where we are in this whole thing that's breaking down right now, and that's exactly what it's doing. But I know that a lot of you guys are really up against the wall. Some of you are in hospitals, on your deathbed and everything else, and you're holding out as much as you can because you waited your whole life for the rapture. And there's nothing that I can really say to change any of that. I keep you guys in prayer, but honestly, is all you can do right now is hold on. It's the only thing that I can do. Many of us don't have a move, and we can't move anywhere, as all we're doing is trusting in God. And a lot of times that's exactly where He wants you, because we start making our own actions and taking things in our own hands, and it'll put us in the wrong place that we need to be, spiritually and physically. And right now we all need to be trusting in Him big time. He really is coming back. All the signs point to it. Kamala Harris has already talked about how we need to be buying Christmas presents and stuff now. It's only lining up with the economy collapse that happens with the third horseman right when the tribulation snaps and breaks loose. So, the signs are there. The economy is going to totally tank worldwide. It's already on the brink of happening right now. They've crashed every single way they can. I totally think this is part of death. I think people have made a deal with death, and this is why the numbers are so ridiculously high. 2 billion within the first year and a half when this thing kicks off, according to Revelation. And the four horsemen and the combination of what they do with war and stuff like that. Everybody knows we're on the brink of war. I don't even have to say it. Every single country's at each other's throats, China and everything else. It's just right there. These will draw up the lines for the 10 kings and the Antichrist to rule over them. And they're getting everything in play, and this baby's just about to pop off. It's so close. I don't know the exact day when it's going to happen, but I know that when it does start breaking loose, it's going to be faster and faster, and it's already picking up speed like I've never seen before. It's crazy, just the stuff that's happened this year, but it's getting a lot of people's attention, and I've heard a few of you that have turned your life around and given it to God finally, even coming from being an atheist or something else, and that's truly incredible to hear. It's always an encouraging thing, especially a lot of times when I talk and I don't think I'm getting through, because every once in a while I do hear something and I'm like, maybe I am getting through, and that's really encouraging. All glory to God. But I know that it's tough, and I know that a lot of you guys are up against the walls. All I can tell you to do is hold on to your faith, and don't give up. Because we literally are right there, and this whole thing's just about to happen, and I want you guys to stay encouraged. All right. So with that, I just wanted to give a little short message, kind of go over a few things. Yeah, the world's totally falling apart, but it's also falling right into play, and right into place where it needs to, for us to get out of here and go be with God. Continue to hold the line. The tests are extremely tough, all right? But continue to do what you can, repent daily, and continue to fight the good fight, okay? Because here pretty soon we're going to be able to get out of here and we'll all be able to rejoice about the whole thing, you know. But you don't want to be sticking behind. Not when this thing goes live, and it's just about to, and it's about to be worse than the world's ever seen before, right? People are going to be throwing their gold and silver in the streets. You don't get to buy your way out of this. It's going to be absolute pandemonium. So, anyways. Just want to go over that stuff. I expect this to get a lot worse in Afghanistan as part of the catalyst for it and the excuses to also break loose and stuff in America, right? Like I say, it's a two-front war, spiritual. Once something breaks on that level, then it gives them the legal grounds to attack on the physical. Satan knows that, and it's always why it's a two-front war. They'll cause abortion, like something like New York City, to be passed and legalized in certain places, and it pulls the hand of protection away, and it's literally open for a nuclear attack. So, very serious on everything. But I've talked about it all before. Just a little quick update. We'll be having more here pretty soon, I'm sure. So hang in there. God bless. Keep looking up. I'll catch you next time in Leash, and I'll see you in the air. All right. Bye.